Where you from, man?
Yo, what's happening? What's happening? 97.5, Heart of Music, man. I am Sundown Charlie, man. I'm a Baydestri, and I am from the Bay Area, California. Hail and proud. What's up?
That's what's up, man. So let's get right into it, man. Let everybody know, how did you get started in the music industry?
Man, music started at the beginning, man. I mean, hip hop came on the scene. I'm a golden era kid, so enjoyed everything about hip hop. But, it started in college real more seriously, man. I got hooked up with my fraternity, the Mighty Mighty Mu Lambda Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Okay. And, me and my Sans, my guys, we were trying to raise money to raise funds for our line. And my boy Markel, he put together parties and things of that nature. So we did a lot of B-boy parties and concerts. And so we actually put together several concerts together to raise funds so that we can cross, called Wallace Brown Entertainment. So I got my music start by putting together concerts in college simply to raise money so we can cross and get in this fabulous fraternity that I'm in a part of now.
Okay, that's what's up, man. So as far as music, when it comes to music, because I heard you saying hip hop and the B-boy and stuff like that. Who inspired you?
Man, that's a good question. I mean, being a product of hip hop and one of the most, inspirational times in hip hop when hip hop was created, man, there's so many great artists, but who inspired me? It really comes down to where I was living. I'd had to say NWA was probably the most inspirational and impactful. I mean, and that's tough because you had Public Enemy. You had, some very powerful, influential folks that were doing it on the East Coast and the West Coast. But because I was from the West Coast, NWA, inspired me a lot just to be different, to stand out and, make a statement with the music.
Okay. And yeah, because NWA, I will say that they inspired me as well. The West, they brought the whole West out. And, a lot of people didn't understand, what they were saying and why they were saying it. But they had a story, and they were actually just preaching what was really going on in those areas, So I definitely can relate when it comes to that, So as an artist, what do you think separates you from other artists that are out today?
Well, I think, my longevity and just the craft, right? Like in general, I've been doing everything from underground to more mainstream music to gospel hip hop. I think right now what separates me is my flair for the Afro hip hop side of things. Afro-beats is actually taken over, quite a bit, the music scene, and it's more of an international scene. So I want to say, honestly, I'm an international artist. I've gotten a lot of love from Nigeria and Lagos, all the way out in London, Spain, all those other places. It's been fabulous to see the love just for what I do right now and my style of music. So it is a bit different than what you're going to hear, out, which I think that's, getting back to my hip hop roots. That's what it's all about. Being fresh and actually coming with new creative styles, new energy, something that everybody's going to love. Right now I'm out in Miami, and that's, it's Afro-beat city out here. We loving the vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely. It definitely is, especially when it comes to it's so ironic how the island music has always been popular. It has always been popular, but just to now it's so popular in the States. They came out with their own genre as well in the awards and stuff like that. It's kind of like they're taking over the awards.
Man, we saw that. I saw this happening. I mean, I've always loved Afro-beats. I'm an international kind of guy, man. When I went to Africa, I went to Ethiopia specifically, man, and to hear the Ethiopian music, coming back home, hearing Indian music, Bhangra music, all of the house music, the deep house, like everything that's ever been a part of my DNA, I could hear this sound. It was different than reggae, right? The reggaeton, it was different than reggae. Yeah. And it was just like so tribal. And I was like, "Ooh, this right here is really coming. You could see the brothers from Lagos and their passion and their culture, you know, in terms of how they were representing. It reminded me of the early days of hip hop when everybody was just pushing and doing their thing and it was fresh. So yeah, I saw that come in like, you know, 4 or 5 years ago, especially around COVID, where people were just kind of locked up and they just wanted to be outside. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it was a good vibe, man. I was just fortunate enough to connect with those brothers.
Yeah, and it's funny how you brought up the tribal and stuff like that, and how a lot of people don't know where, you know, when it comes to beats and drums and everything else, they don't understand that does the heritage come from Africa, the whole roots. That's how they used to communicate through over so many miles. They used to communicate with the drums through other tribes, and so that everybody else kind of like that phone that we have today. That was their phone. It was drums, and they communicated throughout that. That's how they communicated all throughout the valley and everything. So,
man, it's I want to tap in. I piggyback on what you're saying, man, because it goes back to the origin of hip hop. I mean, you talked about inspiration, and there's like the Tribe Called Quest, right? There's the De La's, there's Slick Rick. You got EPMD, LL's doing his thing, and man, when you think about what they were doing and what they were representing those times, they were called the native tongues, right? And they you know, they would always like, you know, have a tag be like Zulu and Zulu Nation, right? They
black, and the green.
Yeah, with a key, sissy. Yeah, man. I mean, those brothers wasn't playing, so they definitely tapped in. And hip hop is definitely a medium of communication that comes from the culture, comes from, you know, right there at the origins of African music. So
that's true.
It's very, very instinctive, and I just love how it's continued to evolve, you know, and things of that nature for where the music is today.
And I'm glad that pretty much depleted the question I was going to ask about how important education was. So we just educated them. That's all good. So, you know.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I say, yeah, man. I mean, you know, it's different for me to like. I mean, a lot of like where my daughter's age and their generation, they're learning about what we lived, and
exactly.
You know, it's kind of similar to our ancestors. Like, you know, we can't speak to civil rights like our parents can, right? And they lived it, they experienced it, and they passed that on to us. But we had to learn exactly what the struggle was versus feeling it. I feel the same way about hip hop. Like literally, hip hop, we lived it. It was the culture. It was everything. So to recite it is just natural. We could sit down and have a whole conversation all night long about the origins and everything because we lived it.
Of course.
Yep.
Of course.
Yep.
Most definitely. So I mean, you being, because you're also in corporate, you know, so you being in corporate as well as in the music industry, and we understand that music, there's two words, there's music and there's business. And that's what a lot of the artists, some artists just really don't understand about some of this stuff when it comes to the music and the business side of the music. So as far as like the industry, I just want to get an outlook on how you feel about the business part of the corporate industry part of this, of the industry of music.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, for me, being in corporate America and doing the business on a high level where I'm doing now, it does give me tremendous insight because if you talk to me in my domain where I'm at, I'm going to come at you with every kind of business, you know, terminology and metrics and all that other kind of stuff that I know how to do. It's just inside of me. But you flip it over to the music industry and I become a brand new person, right? And I have to remember that, you know, business is business. And that I think that is something that is always, you know, fundamental to know. There is the music business, and then there's the business of music.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
And so you have to, you know, they're two different games, and the ones that are doing on the side of the business of music are the ones making all the money, right? And you know, and so I think you had mentioned one time, it's like the industry and the business of music is not always about like who is the hardest, who's got the best bars and this, that, the other. You could be, it's like 20% talent, 80% businth.
That's right.
That's shocking. Like, I mean, to be a purist, like that, that had me really twisted for a minute, because I'm a artist, right? And art, so yeah, definitely had to like blend in those two. And as I start to do that more, I realize, it's not so much a change in my music, but then how my music is delivered. Is what really good. I'm seeing. Yeah.
So as far as how do you get in a writing zone, like to get in your zone to be able to write? Because some artists, they get writer's block really quick. So if you haven't lived it, or if it's like it's kind of like it's not crossing your mind, how do you get into that mode to be able to write a song?
Man, I go to my place. My place is the golf course. I belong to a club, and I get out there in the early morning, and I will just be in a happy place, right? That place where I can just focus in on my shot. And if you think about the game of golf, it mimics life. It mimics everything that you can actually, you kind of complement, the music game too, right? Because every shot in golf, like, you're going to shoot your shot. They always say, hey, man, you shoot your shot, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that's right.
Every shot on the course, you shoot, and you live with the result, right? And you always focus on the next shot. I think that getting out of the writer's block, it just kind of resets. When I'm on the golf course, I'm outside. It's beautiful. It's always a beautiful situation. The game may not always be beautiful, but it does take your mind off of other stresses, which get in the way of being creative, right?
Okay,
and for me, I'll travel. I'll go to the beach. I'll go to water. I'm out here in Miami getting inspired right now. And it's just a beautiful thing when you get to a different place. So that's kind of where I go, man. I go to the golf course.
Okay.
I go to the water.
And just get in that zone.
Get in that zone. Yeah.
Okay. So give me two of your favorite artists.
Two of my absolute. Okay, I'll give you one. You always ask me these questions. Look.
Because you're at a different level of your career, so. Now they could be listed now.
Yeah.
We're only at 58,000. We're only at 58,000 right now.
Right on. All right, 58 strong, 58K. Look, man. It's really difficult to answer that question, but I mean, I can give you a span. But like, if I go, what's happening right now? It's Kendrick all day. I mean, Kendrick embodies everything. I mean, I think he does an excellent job of embodying the culture, the soul, the artistic, expression, the power, of hip hop music, and he's able to relate it and protect, the culture of it, right? Whereas you've got that whole business of music type of thing, people who are making money off of this thing. And then there's like the artistic expression of culture, of, the 4 elements, the 6 elements actually, but, the DJ and the break and the feeling. I think he does a good job right now of embodying the spirit of hip hop, which I love. It goes back to the soul. It goes back to the tribal. It goes back to everything we just talked about earlier. But, you can't, I mean, it's very hard. Like I came up in this stuff. So you got, fools like, Run DMC, Public Enemy, Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One, Rakim, like LL, even the Beastie Boys, like they came out and represented extra hard. You know what I'm saying? Slick Rick, EPMD, all those, man, come on, man. How could you there's not just one. But what those brothers did was lay the groundwork for what I believe Kendrick is doing so well today.
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. Man, I'm just asking. So let everybody know what you got coming out, man. What's going down?
Yeah, man. So, I mean, I'm always releasing music. I think what's next up, I have an ode to hip hop, a throwback called Dazed that we just, I just recorded and we did the video for. I also have another one telling my story called 5 a.m. in Silicon Valley. So you mentioned corporate, man. That's what I do for a living, right? Is I do AI deals, I do big deals. I'm a corporate executive, but my passion is hip hop. So this is a place where I get to, get away from everything. But so there's a song called 5 a.m. in Silicon Valley will be released. I got another song called Paradise, with some of my boys out in Lagos. That's representing Roy Z. I'm going to put him out there. We did a video for Santorini. A number of things. My catalog continues to grow. I keep putting.
Man, it definitely grows.
It's been a fun ride. It's been a fun ride. I mean, actually, it's been a blessing to connect with you, Big Mike, and everything that you've been doing for me. So shout out, Big Mike. You know what I'm saying? Loving what you got going on, Rick Lee, everything. So we got a couple shows coming up. There'll be the show this weekend at the Loft downtown San Jose. We're part of that showcase, so we'll be representing pretty hard for that showcase. There we have Street Low. The Street Low series have been super fun. Like been meeting some interesting artists on the circuit. So we're doing the San Jose Street Low. I think they confirmed it for October 27th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll be out there, man, doing that, and then looking for more opportunities to showcase Sundown Charlie music. Also have some music from Audible Soul coming out. Me and my boy Mr. Epic, we're part of that group right there. That was early group. We've got two albums out. Matter of fact,
Wow.
With that with under Audible Soul. So it's been fun, man. I've been doing music a long time. And just really, really excited about all the opportunities that are coming next.
That's what's up. Let everybody know how to get a hold of you.
Yo, you already know. You can hit me on IG. Hit me on IG at Sundown Charlie Music on IG. And then on TikTok it's Sundown Charlie. And then every other social media is Sundown Charlie. But the one I use the most is IG. Hit me up, man. Follow me. Show some love. We got merch. And my boy, Martin Luther McCoy. Shout out, Martin Luther, if you listening, dog.
Shout out, man.
My guy, Martin Luther, man, he's really the Soul Rebels. I love what you're doing. He said something during his show where he said the number one thing you could do to support an indie artist is buy merch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna have
stream their music.
And stream the music, yeah. Like really support, man. I mean, we're not necessarily connected to the big engine, but that's what makes it fresh, right? We could do anything we want to do. But yeah, man, shout out my boy Mr. Epic, shout out Cell One, shout out, like I have so many, man, I'm gonna forget somebody, man.
Yeah, shout out to everybody.
Shout out, man, yeah, all my boys. Punky, man, yeah, Head Nod Entertainment, that my guy right there, San Jose. Irv, Triangulum, K-Dog, yeah, Ready Rock. Oh my God, how could I forget my boy Ready Rock? Wanna go, man, High Def. High Def is in the building. Y'all check him out, High Def Official on IG, man, that's my guy. So many, man, but one love San Jose and all the artists that's going on. Can't forget about my homegirl Gianna Farron. Check her out, man. She's doing some special things. Yeah, special things. Shout out to my people, man. But yeah, mighty Phi Beta Sigma, my brothers, man. We stepping into the new generation and we giving it to them.
That's what it is. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into Santorini, man.
Right on.
Santorini, right away, and then we'll get back into, because you got multiple songs that are pretty much in rotation, so man, they'll get a feel for all your stuff tonight.
I'm serious. It's been a blessing to have 4 records that's actually charted in the top 150. It's been fantastic.
The top 150.
Yeah, it's been fantastic.
That's what it is.
Yes, sir.
That's what it is. Once again, it's your boy Big Mike, aka BMike Rob, and you are
in the heart of music. In the heart of music. I already know. We already in the heart of music with 97.5 LA.
That's what what it is. 975. LA, the heart of music, iHeart platform. Sundown Charlie.
Yeah.
Santorini, all day, every day.
Every day.
Let's go.
Let's go.
On and on. Say we go party at the love bar. We go on and on. Say make it just a lot of pretty.